We're Liz and Dennis, full-time RVers exploring mainland Mexico in our Class C RV. Last week, we made it to Chiapas, enjoying the beautiful waterfalls and ruins of Palenque. This week, we traveled to San Cristobal de las Casas, a unique Pueblo Magico in the mountains of Chiapas. Carnaval. Well, good morning from San Cristobal de las Casas. Yesterday we embarked on a very long journey from Palenque, and I will tell you what, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous drive, but also a very long and tope-filled drive. I don't quite understand why Mexico has so many topes throughout the country, but yesterday's drive on Highway 199 was the most topes we have ever experienced. About every 10 meters, there was a new tope. Some of them were super intense, most of them not marked. So we had to go really, really slow. What was supposed to be a 5-hour drive ended up being just over 7 hours for us. And it was definitely a stressful and tolling drive for Dennis. But we're here. And we arrived to our RV park. It's pretty much the only RV camping that is around San Cristobal de las Casas. But when we arrived, there was a caravan. And this entire place was full. They only had one spot for us. And we are packed in here like sardines. We couldn't even plug in our electricity last night because the caravans were using our electricity because there were so many of them packed in here. We couldn't open our door to actually get our hose out to fill water. So we slept with a slide-in last night. And we're gonna move this morning since the caravan left on their next adventure. There's a lot more options for us, thank heavens. A sweet couple that's here from China that we met back in Teotihuacan on our first trip in February of 2020 ended up being here. They spent their entire time in quarantine from pretty much middle of March, end of March, all the way until right now, March of 2021 in San Cristobal de las Casas. So it was nice to see them again, summer and fall. We're glad you're here with us. But we're really excited for San Cristobal de las Casas. This is an incredible Pueblo Magico. We're high in the mountains. The air is crisp and cool. We're ready for adventure. There's no space. Let's move. Okay.
Finally made it in the centro. First stop is to get something in our bellies. We worked out this morning. We didn't eat breakfast except for a mango. And we're starving. So we're gonna go to El Caldero and get some local soup.
And if you can tell from our outfits, soup is the perfect treat right now because it's actually quite chilly in San Cristobal de las Casas. I think the high for the week is going to be 75 degrees and the low is in the low 40s. Last night it got down to 44 degrees. So soup is like a nice treat right now. And my soup, I got sopa de camarón, came with a beer. It's a special. So yes, please.
Okay.
Wow. Gracias. No, todo bien?
Gracias.
Gracias. What did you get again?
I got the mole de olla. Some sort of beef with squash, corn, carrots, and some other stuff.
And I got sopa de camarón, or caldo de camarón, which is shrimp broth. And it's made with tomato, there's vegetables in here, potatoes. Looks beautiful. I haven't had soup in so long. It's been so hot, I haven't wanted soup. It's so lovely.
It is quite a shock going from the Yucatan for 2 months to being 7,000 feet in the air, like
In cold weather.
cold weather.
It's very welcome. It was starting to get really hot in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah.
soup.
Highly recommended. It was really good.
Now we need to walk off all of that food. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so full. We're gonna walk around a little bit of the historic center. Calle Guadalupe, which we're on right now, is a pedestrian-only street. There's tons of cute shops, cafes, restaurants. There's so many people and street vendors selling things. It's a really lively place to be, despite the COVID pandemic. The vibe here is a bit indescribable. It's multicultural for sure. There are people from all walks of life here. And even if it's kind of touristy, it still feels very authentic and unique in its own way. It's definitely unlike any other city we've experienced so far in Mexico. But there's tons of different cuisines you can try. There's so many Italian restaurants, Korean restaurants, there's Indian, American food, pizzas all over. So tonight we're going to treat ourselves to some tapas. They have really affordable wine, and with each glass of wine, just like in Spain, you actually get a tapa for free. That's my kind of tapa bar.
Getting pastries for breakfast.
Buenos dias! It's a new day in San Cristobal de las Casas, and the sun is out. The weather is perfect. It literally is like a perfect spring or fall day right now. And we're going on a mission to first get some breakfast, but then try some coffee.
Are you kidding me? We already got breakfast. Yum.
Dennis does not like waking up in the morning and not having coffee. Since that was our mission today, was to go get coffee out. We got a grumpy man on our hands. We're finally getting cafe. Dennis will be happy. Coffee is a big deal here in Chiapas. They are known for having super high quality and an abundant amount of coffee. If you go south, close to the Guatemalan border, you will find a ton of finca estates, which is where they actually grow the coffee beans. You can stay at these fincas or you can tour them. Unfortunately, we're not going far enough south this trip, but it's definitely something to put on your Chiapas bucket list. But in San Crist, they have a ton of options for trying the delicious coffee of Chiapas. So we ended up coming to Cafe Ologia. I can't say that. Cafe Ologia. And they actually do a sampling of different types of coffee. So the tasting comes with 4 different drinks that we actually get to try. Right now we are trying the Flor de Café. So after the leaves or the flowers fall off the tree, they collect them and then they make an infusion from the coffee flowers. It's just a nice herbal tea. I don't get any coffee notes. Our next infusion is the Cascara de Café, which is actually the shell of the coffee bean. So when you look at coffee beans, they're like whole and have this kind of hard shell, kind of like a peanut almost looking. And you would get the cascara off of it and it becomes this. This is the semilla, or the seed that's inside. And they're green and much smaller than coffee beans you're probably familiar with. That's because once they are roasted, the coffee beans you're much more familiar with, they actually absorb gases and it makes them larger. And of course, when the roasting process brings out that beautiful dark brown color. So this is supposed to be a lot more aromatic with hints of tamarind, possibly jaimica, which is hibiscus. We shall see. Oh. Totally different. Oh wow, it really does taste like jaimica. Oh, this is lovely. Me gusta esto mucho.
It is very different. It's definitely not as soft as the flour. The Jaimocha comes in way at the end, but it's definitely there.
Now we are trying natural coffee. That has a lot more antioxidants, a lot more aromatic to it, and it contains all of the properties and benefits that are inside. Whoop! that are inside the bean normally. And everything that they do here is the study of cafe. They love coffee, and they even think about how you drink it. So it's a circular opening so that you can still get the aromas in your nose as you're drinking, and it becomes smaller here, so you have to bring it further back so the aromas go further into your nose, and you can truly get more of the flavor of the coffee. Like, that's love, that's art. It's not super bitter. I was expecting it to be really bitter.
It's like everything you would expect out of a really good flavor of an espresso, just without like the crema that they call the foam that is produced when you press it through the espresso machine. This is delicious, actually.
Now it's espresso time. It's the smallest little shot of espresso. I can already tell I'm gonna want way more. Oh my god, it smells so good. Oh my god. Mm. Woo! Woo! Totally different from the first one we had. The first one was so soft compared to this. This is very bold, very intense. It's like you're getting a punch in your mouth, but in a good way, in a delicious espresso coffee way. Oh my god, I'm gonna be jittery the rest of the day.
So our server told us that it was better if we drank it quickly because apparently the oxygen after it's brewed will kill a lot of the properties that's still left in the bean. So, cheers. Oh yeah. Espresso obviously is just a super concentrated, very bold, exactly what Liz said, like punch in the mouth, but it's the one you're gonna like.
They do everything here. They roast it, they dry it, they even have a barista school. If you're interested in learning how to make coffee, you can come here and learn. Okay. Ooh. No me gusta mucho. No. It's really bitter.
Yeah.
And it's firm.
Interesting. It's not as bad as Liz made it out to be.
Put this on your list to visit. This is a really cool experience. And if you're coming to San Cris and you need to shop like us, there's an incredible organic market every Wednesday and Saturday. It started about 16 years ago by 4 women who were going to markets and realized they would ask about where the food was being grown, what type of water, if they were using chemicals or pesticides, and all of the people selling the food didn't have an answer. So they decided to start a market where they were investigating who was selling their food for them. And it started really, really small, and over several years it started to get bigger and bigger, and now they actually have their own space. So every Wednesday and Saturday they have a ton of different vendors come. They have eggs, honey, coffee, cheese, meats, prepared foods, gourmet specialties, breads, vegetables, and fruits. Literally everything you could ever want. So everything is local, everything is really good for you. Exactly what we love. We filled up our bag with fresh fruits and vegetables, and it came out to less than 200 pesos. What do you do after having a wonderful morning in San Cris? You drink posh. Posh is a local specialty. Every region kind of has their own spirit. Of course, you're probably familiar with mezcal. We did our wonderful mezcal tour in Oaxaca. Of course, you know tequila in the region of Jalisco. And here in Chiapas, they make something called posh. So we came to La Espirituosa, and they are a posh bar where you can do posh tastings. So let's try some posh.
The brand that we use is Poshna, which means the house of healing in Tzotzil, a language that is used in the communities around San Cristobal de las Casas.
Unlike other popular spirits from Mexico, which are made from the agave or maguey plant, posh is made by distilling maize or corn. through a process that was brought to Mexico during the Spanish conquest.
So for the tasting, what I suggest, like a first approach, is the smell. It is really important to wake up the senses. Do like a sort of oxygen movement like this. We say a word which means thank you. The word is colabal in Tzotzil. So we put the intention, whatever you feel like, but here in Espirituosa I would like to thank you for being here and for joining us. So, colabal. Colabal.
Colabal. Woo!
It is a strong punch.
It is strong.
Second flavor we're gonna try 3, and this is the Jamaica or hibiscus flower.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be much more up my alley. This is only 18% compared to 45%, so that's kind of telling you something there. I didn't aerate. I'm supposed to aerate. Oh wow. Oh, I like this.
Dangerous.
Oh yeah, I like this one.
This is the chocolate poshna, made from actual cacao and then turned to chocolate and then mixed with the natural posh.
Chocolate wins, for sure. Regalos! And after you do your posh tasting, you can enjoy one of their lovely cocktails made with posh. I ended up getting a Carajillo Chiapaneca. I always struggle with that. Which is espresso made with posh and then a little bit of the chocolate posh, and they shake it, put it over ice. Oh. There's nothing better than chocolate and coffee. Like,
Coffee and liquor.
I mean, the liquor's just a bonus, but I'm gonna be up all night.
I ended up with the Pink Posh Tonic, which is lime juice, the Posh Natural, and a bit of the Jamaica Posh shaken, and then zested with lime. So this is gonna be a citrusy delight. Cheers. On Saturday nights, hundreds of red lights dot the streets across the city, an indication that there are tamales for sale. Summer took us to one of her favorite spots to try several new tamales that we enjoyed by the fire back at the campground.
Buenos dias. It's our last day here in San Cristobal de las Casas. It is crazy how quickly our time has passed. But there's so much to do in the city and on the outskirts. I definitely suggest giving yourself ample time to explore. One thing that we decided not to do this trip was to visit the town of San Juan Chamula, which is an indigenous pueblo that has some very unique rituals that involve a chicken. If you visit, you're not allowed to film inside, and it's not really our vibe. So we just decided to pass on that one, but you can Google it. I'm sure there's some YouTube videos explaining all about that pueblo. But something that is unique to this area in Chiapas and San Cristobal is the amount of native and indigenous peoples that live here. It's home to the most native tribes in all of Mexico. There's so many artisans in agricultural areas that are like the backbone of the state. And as you're walking down the streets, you can just see all of these handmade goods, people from these tribes around coming here to sell. And it's a completely different vibe than other states that we visited. We would love to learn more about the native cultures, but this trip is just a little too short to dive in so deep. Instead, we're just going to spend the rest of the day enjoying the beautiful city, starting with the Iglesia de Guadalupe, which is at one of the top of the hills in the city with gorgeous views overlooking all of the little rooftops and terraces and mountains. It's also a pretty church inside. We're not like the biggest fans of churches, to be honest, but it is very iconic and Instagram shot perfect with the banners right out front of the church. Something else that's special to the state of Chiapas is cacao. We actually toured a cacao farm when we were in the state of Tabasco on our way to Isla Aguada, and it was awesome. We loved getting to see how cacao was grown and processed and how it becomes the delicious chocolate that Dennis and I both truly love. So something we're treating ourselves to today is a cup of fresh hot cocoa. It's kind of gloomy out today, and with a little bit of the chill, this is literally like my dream come true for a day. Oh my god, it's so creamy and chocolatey and rich. Oh, this is like decadence in a glass. So we got the 80% with a little bit of sweetness to it. We like dark chocolate a lot. They did have 100%, but we figured a little bit of something. It's like the perfect balance. It's not bitter at all. Oh. My god. Okay, I'll just cuddle up with a book now and a candle. Someone can bring me tamales. Perfect. All of the chocolate that they sell here is made from artisanal cacao farms, and everything's organic as well.
Now we're at the artisanal market, and man, it is a bit overwhelming. It's a bunch of handcraft, really rad jewelry, so many things to see.
This place is insane. There are so many shops. Just when you think you have like seen most of it, you turn the corner and it just opens up to so many more stalls and rows. And the thing I think I like the most about this market is that it truly is handmade. You can actually see the vendors and the quality difference. It's hand stitched in most of the stuff, and it comes through. It's absolutely beautiful. You can tell which stalls just kind of like purchased and have bulk orders of certain things, and you can tell who is really making this stuff. So this is plan to spend a long time exploring here. It's absolutely beautiful. I want to buy all the things right now. I cannot say enough good things about that market. It was amazing. When you leave the market, you can walk down 20 de Noviembre, which is another pedestrian-only street filled with a ton of different shops, so the shopping can continue. The prices have significantly gone up since the original artisanal market, so definitely do your shopping there. But I think now we're gonna go treat ourselves to a little bit of dinner. One thing that I do want to mention and emphasize as being so amazing here in San Cristobal is how affordable it is. Chiapas is one of the poorest states in all of Mexico, and for that reason, prices are really affordable here, but food especially and drinks are out of this world. The other night we went to a tapas restaurant and the wine started at 25 pesos. The highest or most expensive wine you could get was 60 pesos, which is $3 US. Like, what? And you got a tapa with it. It wasn't even just wine by itself, you actually got like a little snack. Your dollar can go a long way in San Cristobal. As much as we love street food, we also love to treat ourselves to a nice meal out.
Cause we bougie.
Because we're bougie up in Mexico. We can afford to be bougie here. So we ended up coming to El Secreto, which is actually a restaurant in one of the hotels in the center of town. And so far, everything has been amazing. I ended up getting robalo, which is a sea bass, and it's in a mole with grilled zucchini and cilantro, and then they actually crisped the skin of the robalo on top, almost like chicharron.
And I ordered the pato pochna, which is a mixture of duck and cerdo, which is pork, and it's pressed together to make something otherworldly. I'm sure this is gonna be amazing.
They're cocktails. This is $4. This one's made with posh. Something we don't show you enough of here on the vlog is what we kind of do in our time off. Something we've really been enjoying doing here each morning is just waking up and taking time for ourselves. The weather here is so incredible. We've really been enjoying making our morning workouts before we actually hit the road and start exploring. So we're supposed to be leaving today, but we made sure that we woke up early enough to be able to fit in a workout. Because I'll tell you what, we eat a lot of food in our travels, and you guys always say, how do we stay so skinny and healthy? But we have to work at it, that's for sure. So we make sure to build in workouts as a part of our routine. It's something that's really important to us. So we're gonna do a little workout this morning, take advantage of the very hot, beautiful showers here, and then hit the road for our next adventure. But now that we've kind of given ourselves some time this morning, we're gonna get ready to pack up and head out to our next adventure in the state of Chiapas, which would be a perfect time to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what your favorite part was. If you've been to San Cristobal, we'd love to hear if there's any extra things we should do when we come back. This is definitely a place we'll return to in the future. So we'll see you next week. Adios. Was that cat for adios, or you want to go outside? And we came here specifically because there is a very famous activity to do, which is going through the canyon Sumidero. Crocodrilos. Finally getting cafe. Dennis will be happy. It was like looking up at you, wasn't it? So we ended up coming to Cafe Logica. Cafe Logia. Cafe or Logia. Okay. That werewolf. I'm telling you what, guys. There's a stray dog here that looks like a werewolf. I feel like I'm serious. Is it serious? Serious Black, we're here for you.
So serious.